The church bells rang softly across the quiet American countryside, the kind of gentle sound that made people pause and smile. The small white chapel, painted freshly for the occasion, stood proudly under the warm sun. It was the day everyone had been waiting for. Emily Carter was finally getting married. Inside the bridal suite, Emily stood before a mirror framed with golden bulbs. Her soft blonde hair flowed in waves over her shoulders. Her lace wedding dress, detailed with hand-stitched ivy patterns, hugged her gently. She looked like the kind of bride you'd see in an old photo album, timeless, graceful, full of hope. But behind her calm face, her heart raced. "Are you sure you're okay, Em?" her best friend Maggie asked as she adjusted Emily's veil. Maggie had known Emily since they were 6. She could read her like a book. Emily forced a smile. "I'm okay, I'm just nervous. It's a big day." But that wasn't the truth. She wasn't nervous because of marriage. She was nervous because last night, she received a message from someone she hadn't heard from in 3 years, someone who was supposed to be gone forever. But in the text, there were only 5 chilling words. "Don't walk down that aisle." Emily deleted it instantly. She didn't reply. She didn't tell anyone. Not her mother, not Maggie, not even Thomas, the man she was marrying. She wanted to believe it was a prank, a mistake, a ghost from her past she could ignore. But her hands had been shaking ever since. A soft knock interrupted her thoughts. "Emily," her father stepped in, wearing his old navy blue suit. His warm eyes softened when he saw her. "You look like your mother did on our wedding day." Emily's chest tightened. Her mother had passed away 5 years ago. Hearing that made her heart ache with love and longing. Her father offered his arm. "It's time, sweetheart." Emily nodded slowly, trying to silence the storm building inside her. As she walked toward the chapel doors with her father, guests turned to admire her. Elderly women dabbed their eyes. Men smiled proudly. Children whispered excitedly. Everything was perfect. But when the chapel doors swung open, Emily froze. Her breath stopped. Her father tightened his grip. "What's wrong?" Because standing at the altar, wearing Thomas's suit, standing where Thomas should be, was not Thomas. It was another man. A man Emily knew. A man whose return she had feared. Her past, her mistake, her warning message, her secret. The man looked straight at her with eyes she could never forget. And the entire church gasped as Emily's heartbeat collapsed into silence. Gasps rippled across the chapel like a sudden gust of cold wind. Emily's legs almost buckled as she stared at the man standing in Thomas's place. Her father whispered urgently, "Emily, sweetheart, who is that?" But Emily couldn't answer. Her lips trembled. Her fingers went numb. Her heartbeat thudded painfully against her ribs. Because the man at the altar, the man wearing Thomas's suit, the man standing exactly where her future was supposed to begin, was Michael Hayes, a name she had buried years ago, a memory she had forced herself to erase, a ghost she prayed would never return. But he had returned, on the one day he shouldn't, her wedding day. Michael stood still, his jaw tight, his eyes locked onto hers with the same fierce intensity he once used to whisper promises she believed, before they shattered. The room watched confused. Someone in the back murmured, "Where's the groom? Who is that man? Why is he wearing Thomas's suit?" Emily felt the world begin to tilt. Her father squeezed her hand. "Emily, talk to me. What's happening?" But Emily only whispered one word, her voice barely audible. "Michael." Her father's eyes widened. "Michael, the same. Emily, I thought he." "I did too," she whispered, her throat tight. "I thought he was gone forever." Suddenly, the wedding coordinator hurried to her side, panic painted across her face. "Emily, we can't find Thomas." Emily's breath hitched. "What do you mean you can't find him? He wasn't in the groom's suite. His phone is off. No one knows where he is." The room spun around her. Her father helped her sit down on a nearby bench before she fainted. Guests rose from their seats, whispering, worried. Older women shook their heads, murmuring prayers under their breath. Men exchanged alarmed glances. At the altar, Michael didn't move. Not a muscle. He stood there with an expression Emily couldn't decode. Not anger, not love, not regret. Something else. Something darker. Maggie rushed in from the back hallway, breathless. "Emily," she knelt beside her. "I checked everywhere, parking lot, office, restroom. Thomas isn't there." Emily felt her wedding dress tighten around her chest, like it was suffocating her. "That can't be," Emily whispered. She felt her voice crack. "He wouldn't leave, he wouldn't." Maggie grabbed her hands. "Emily, look at me. Something's wrong." Emily slowly lifted her gaze again and found Michael still staring at her, unblinking, unmoving, uninvited. Maggie followed her line of sight. Who is that?" Emily swallowed hard. "Michael Hayes," she managed to say. My ex-fiancé." Gasps exploded around them. Her father's face turned pale. "What is he doing here? Why is he?" Emily cut him off with a trembling whisper. "He told me last night not to walk down the aisle." Maggie's jaw dropped. "Why didn't you tell us?" "Because I thought he was lying or drunk or cruel." A tear slipped down Emily's cheek. "I didn't know he'd come here like this." Suddenly, Michael stepped forward. The entire church stiffened. His footsteps echoed ominously in the silent chapel as he approached them, stopping a few feet away. "Emily," he said softly. His voice was low, steady, chillingly calm. "We need to talk." Her father stood up instantly, shielding Emily. "You need to leave right now. This is her wedding day." Michael tilted his head. His cold, strange smile didn't reach his eyes. "Is it?" he asked quietly. "Because the groom isn't here." Emily's breath caught. Her father snapped. "What do you know about that?" Michael's eyes finally broke away from Emily and turned to her father, sharp, cutting. "I know enough," he said. "And Emily deserves to know too." Emily's hands trembled as she whispered, "What did you do, Michael?" Michael didn't answer, but the look in his eyes, it wasn't guilt. It wasn't innocence. It was something far more terrifying. Control, like he had been planning something for a long time. And now it was happening. Emily felt coldness crawl across her skin. "Where is Thomas?" she asked, her voice quivering. Michael looked straight into her soul, and with chilling calm, he said, "Ask yourself, Emily, why do you think I asked you not to walk down the aisle?" The entire church fell into a deathly silence. Emily felt her world crashing. This wedding wasn't ruined by accident. It wasn't a coincidence. It wasn't fate. It was a warning, and she ignored it. Now the truth was coming for her. And for Thomas, for a moment nobody breathed. The church had turned into a still photograph, frozen faces, shocked eyes, whispers dying on trembling lips. Emily felt like she was shrinking inside her dress. The lace sleeves suddenly felt too tight, the chapel too small, the air too thin. Her father stepped forward, voice sharp and protective. "Michael, I'm warning you. Tell us where Thomas is or leave." Michael's jaw clenched, but he didn't move. Not backward, not forward. He simply stared at Emily, like she was the only person in the room. "Emily," he said softly, "you deserve the truth, all of it." His eyes flicked around the room. "But this isn't the place." Her father barked. "This is the place. She's my daughter. We're not going anywhere." Michael's gaze hardened. "That's the problem," he whispered. Emily felt a chill run down her spine. Maggie squeezed her hand, whispering, "Em, what happened between you two? Why is he acting like this?" Emily's breath hitched. She didn't want to remember. She didn't want to explain. But the memories came anyway. 3 years ago, a broken engagement, a fight that ended in tears and shouts, promises that turned into threats, a man she once loved turning into someone she didn't recognize. And the night she walked away forever, she thought he moved on. She thought he disappeared. But he was here, wearing her groom's suit, standing where her future was supposed to begin. Emily swallowed hard. "What did you do with Thomas?" Michael's voice was disturbingly calm. "Emily, I didn't hurt him." That didn't comfort her. He added, almost whispering, "But someone else might." Her heart stopped. "What do you mean?" she whispered. Michael's eyes scanned the chapel, almost like he was checking who was listening. Then he leaned in slightly, his voice low but steady. "Thomas isn't the man you think he is." Maggie shot up. "Don't you dare. Don't you dare ruin her wedding with lies." Michael turned his gaze to her, cold, unamused. "I'm not here to ruin anything. I'm here to stop it." Emily's father raised his voice again. "From what?" Michael's answer was simple but horrifying. "From a mistake she can't undo." Emily felt her stomach twist. Michael slowly reached into his coat pocket. The entire church froze. Someone gasped. An older man ducked behind the pew. Emily whispered, "Michael, what are you doing?" He pulled out, not a weapon, but a small folded envelope, white clean, edges crisp, as if placed with care into his pocket. He held it out toward her. "Open it," he said, "before it's too late." Emily stared at it, her fingers trembling. Her father stepped between them. "No, she's not taking anything from you." Michael didn't flinch. "It's not for you," he said coldly. "It's for her and only her." Emily hesitated, but curiosity clawed at her chest. She took the envelope with shaking hands. Inside was a single photograph, a photograph that made Emily's blood drain from her face. Her breath caught, her knees weakened. Maggie grabbed her arm to keep her standing. On the photograph was Thomas, her Thomas, but he wasn't alone. He was holding hands with someone, a woman. Her face was blurred, but the silhouette was unmistakable. A wedding dress, a veil, a bouquet. Thomas wasn't alone in that photo. He wasn't innocent. He wasn't missing out of fear. He was with another bride. Emily staggered backward. No, that's not real. That's not true. Emily, Michael took a step toward her. Her father shoved him back. "Stay away from her." Michael didn't resist. He only said, "Ask her the date on the back." Emily flipped the photo. Her vision blurred. The date was handwritten. 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, Thomas was at a wedding with another woman, holding her hand like he belonged to her. Emily felt something crack inside her chest, like a dam giving way. "No," she whispered, her voice breaking. "He wouldn't do that, he wouldn't." Michael's voice softened for the first time. "Emily, I told you last night not to walk down the aisle because I learned something." He swallowed, eyes dim. "Something I wish I never had to tell you." Emily looked up at him, tears streaming. "Where is Thomas?" she begged. "Is he with her? Did he leave me for her?" Michael shook his head slowly. "That's what you need to understand." He took a deep breath. "Thomas didn't leave you." Emily's heart froze. "He was taken." The church erupted in shocked gasps. Emily stared at Michael, her heartbeat racing so violently she thought she might collapse. "Taken by who?" Michael looked around the chapel, fear flickering in his eyes for the first time, and his answer was barely louder than a whisper. "The woman in that picture." Emily's fingers tightened around the photo, because suddenly, this wasn't about betrayal, or an ex returning, or a ruined wedding. This was a trap Emily had walked straight into, and the woman in the photo was coming for her next. The chapel felt colder now, as if someone had opened every window and let winter slip inside. Emily gripped the photograph so tightly it crumpled in her hand. Her father knelt beside her, voice trembling with anger and fear. "Emily, sweetheart, look at me. We're going to figure this out. Whatever this man is trying to do, it's not a lie," Michael interrupted quietly. Maggie snapped. "Shut up, she doesn't need this today." Michael didn't look at Maggie. He didn't look at anyone. Only Emily. "Emily, please, you need to listen." Emily wiped her tears with the back of her trembling hand. Her voice was barely a whisper. "Who is she?" "The woman in the picture." Michael inhaled deeply, as if preparing to reveal something he wished he didn't know. "She calls herself Lila," he said, and the name alone felt like poison in the air. "Lila," Emily repeated. "I've never heard Thomas mention." "He wouldn't." Michael's jaw tightened. "He couldn't." "What does that mean?" her father growled. Michael hesitated, then spoke. "Because Lila isn't someone you meet. She's someone who finds you." The chapel murmured with confusion. An older lady clutched her pearls. A veteran in the third row muttered, "What kind of nonsense?" Emily forced herself to take a long breath. Michael stopped speaking in riddles. "Tell me who she is." Michael stepped closer, slowly, carefully, as if afraid she might shatter. And then he said, "Lila was my fiancée before she became Thomas's." The words hit Emily like a slap. Her hand flew to her mouth. Maggie froze. Her father's eyes widened with shock. "What?" Emily whispered. "You were engaged to her." Michael nodded, and for the first time since he entered the chapel, his eyes softened with pain, a pain so real the room fell silent. "Yes," he said quietly, "and she nearly destroyed my life." Emily stared at him, tears pooling again. "What did she do?" Michael didn't answer immediately. His voice shook when he finally spoke. "She doesn't fall in love, Emily. She hunts." Emily felt chills crawl up her spine. "She finds men who are vulnerable, successful, lonely, kind men she can manipulate." Michael continued. "She makes them believe she's everything they ever wanted." Maggie whispered, "That sounds like a con artist." Michael let out a humorless whisper of a laugh. "I thought that too at first." Emily swallowed, her voice small. "What happened to you, Michael?" Michael looked away, as if remembering something he wished he could erase. "She rushed everything," he said. "The relationship, the engagement, the wedding preparations. His voice cracked, and then she disappeared. No warning, no goodbye. Emily blinked, so she just left. Michael shook his head slowly. No, she didn't leave. He looked her dead in the eyes. She moved on to her next target. Emily's breath caught. She moved on to Thomas. Michael nodded once. She followed the exact same pattern. Same messages, same lies, same timeline. His voice broke. Same wedding date. The whole room gasped. Emily's chest tightened painfully. But why? She whispered. Michael's expression darkened. Because Thomas didn't fall for her completely. Not the way she wanted. He lowered his voice. Because he kept talking about you. Emily blinked rapidly. The room swayed. Michael continued. Lila gets jealous. Not in the normal way, in a dangerous way. She doesn't handle rejection, Emily. She takes it as a challenge. Emily's father barked. What did she do to Thomas? Michael's jaw clenched. That's what I came to warn you about. Emily's voice trembled. Is he alive? Michael closed his eyes. Yes, he whispered. He was alive the last time I saw him. The last time. Those words made Emily's heart stop. What do you mean the last time? She cried. Michael swallowed hard. Because Lila is unpredictable. And when she realized Thomas wasn't going to call off the wedding, he looked Emily in the eyes. She decided if she couldn't have him, no one could. The audience gasped again, louder this time. Emily shook her head violently. No, she wouldn't. She would, Michael said firmly. She already did, to me. Emily froze. Michael lifted his shirt slightly, revealing a faint but long scar across his ribs. A healed wound but deep. Sharp. Lila doesn't leave, he whispered. She destroys. Emily stared at the scar, horrified. Her voice cracked. Michael, if you knew she was dangerous. Her hand trembled. Why did you come here today? Why did you wear Thomas's suit? Why the photo? Michael's eyes flickered with something raw, regret, fear, guilt. Because she told me. He paused, swallowing. She told me you were next. Emily's heart shattered in her chest. She's coming here, Emily. Michael's voice dropped to a whisper. She's coming to finish what she started. The chapel fell completely silent. And then, a cold gust of wind blew through the church doors. They creaked open slowly, eerily. Every head turned. Every breath stopped. Because standing at the entrance, wrapped in a white veil, holding a wilted bouquet, was a woman no one had ever seen, except Michael. And now she was staring straight at Emily. Lila had arrived. For a moment, no one in the chapel moved. The air felt thick, like the walls themselves were holding their breath. Lila stood at the entrance, the white veil trembling slightly as the cold wind pushed past her. Her wedding dress wasn't new. It wasn't elegant. It looked wrong, the fabric torn at the hem, the lace stained with something dark and unexplainable. Emily's heartbeat pounded in her ears. Michael whispered, almost choking on the words. She found us. Emily's father stepped in front of her instinctively, shielding her with his body. Who are you? He barked. Lila didn't answer. She took one step forward, the bouquet in her hand, wilted. Brown petals falling like ashes dropped to the floor. Each petal landing sounded like a warning. Emily's fingers dug into the pew as she forced herself to speak. Lila, her voice broke. Where is Thomas? The woman stopped. Then slowly, deliberately, she lifted her veil. Gasps rippled through the room. Lila's face was beautiful, but wrong. Her makeup smeared, mascara bleeding down her cheeks. Her eyes wide, wild, too bright. Looked like someone who hadn't slept in days. Weeks, maybe longer. She smiled, a soft, unsettling smile that didn't reach her eyes. Emily, her voice was sweet, too sweet, like honey poured over a razor blade. You look beautiful today. Emily felt her knees weaken. Her father growled. Answer her, where is the groom? Lila tilted her head, almost childlike. Oh, Thomas, she sighed dreamily. He's resting. Emily's stomach twisted painfully. Resting where? Lila's smile widened. Someplace quiet. He needed time to think before the vows. Michael stepped forward, voice trembling. Lila, stop, this isn't you. Lila's face twitched. Her eyes snapped toward Michael. Oh, Michael. Her tone shifted soft, mocking. You always said things like that. You never understood me. He understood you perfectly. Emily's father growled. Lila ignored him. Michael, she whispered, you broke my heart. And Thomas. She inhaled sharply. He almost did the same. Emily's breath caught. Almost, she asked softly. What do you mean, almost, Lila? Lila's smile faded. Thomas loved you. Her voice shook with anger or pain. I wasn't enough for him. No matter what I did, no matter how perfect I was. He kept choosing you. Emily held her breath, every muscle trembling. Michael whispered to the guests behind him, "Don't move, don't provoke her." Lila stepped closer, dragging her hand slowly along the wooden pews as she walked down the aisle, like she was admiring a memory that didn't belong to her. She stopped just a few feet from Emily. Her eyes softened. "You know," she said quietly, "I tried so hard to understand why he preferred you. You're quiet, gentle, too trusting." A pause, easy to break. Emily's father stepped in front again, voice thundering, "Stay away from my daughter." Lila didn't even look at him. "I don't want to hurt her," she said calmly. "I want her to listen." She slowly reached into the bodice of her dress. Emily's breath froze. Michael's voice cracked. "Lila, don't." But Lila didn't pull out a weapon. She pulled out a small white envelope with Emily's name written on it. Her handwriting was elegant, too elegant. Lila held it out with delicate fingers. "He wrote this for you," she whispered, her voice lowered to a trembling whisper. "Before everything went wrong." Emily's chest tightened painfully. For me." "Yes." Lila's voice softened. "He told me to give it to you if he lost his courage." Emily's father tried to grab the envelope, but Lila snatched her hand back quickly, eyes flashing. "No," she hissed. "Emily takes it, only her." Michael whispered harshly, "Emily, don't." But Emily stepped forward, slowly, cautiously. Her fingers shook as she reached for the envelope. When their hands touched, just slightly, Emily felt it. Lila was freezing, like her skin held winter. Emily took the envelope. Lila smiled weakly, almost sadly. Then she whispered, "You should read it before the police arrive." The entire room stiffened. "The police?" Emily's father repeated. "Yes." Lila blinked slowly. "Someone called them." Michael flinched because he had. Lila continued softly, "And when they come, I want them to hear the truth." Emily finally found her voice. "Lila, what happened to Thomas?" Lila looked at her, and for the first time since entering the chapel, her expression cracked. Her lips trembled, her eyes glistened. She looked heartbreakingly human. "He made a mistake," Lila whispered. Emily's chest tightened. "What mistake?" Lila's tears finally slipped down her cheeks. "He tried to run." The entire room erupted, gasps, cries, voices. Emily's vision blurred. Her heart dropped. "No." She stumbled back. "No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't leave me. He wouldn't." Michael caught her before she collapsed. Emily sobbed into his chest, shaking. Lila took one step backward, then another, and she whispered with a shattered voice, I told him love doesn't run," before anyone could move. Lila turned and bolted out of the chapel. "Fast, too fast," Michael shouted. "Someone stop her." But no one was close enough. The doors slammed shut behind her, leaving only silence, and the envelope, still trembling in Emily's shaking hands. Inside it lay the truth Thomas never got to say out loud. Emily couldn't breathe. The envelope in her hand felt heavier than anything she had ever held, as if all the answers, all the hurt, all the truth Thomas never spoke, were sealed inside. Michael stood beside her, voice low, steadying. "Emily, you don't have to open it yet." But she shook her head. "I have to." Her voice cracked. "If Thomas left me something, I need to know." The chapel was silent. Even the air seemed afraid to move. Her father placed a trembling hand on her shoulder. "I'm right here," he whispered. Emily slid her thumb under the flap of the envelope. It opened with a soft tear, a sound that felt like the ripping of her own heart. Inside was a single, folded sheet of paper. She unfolded it. Thomas's handwriting, familiar, warm, messy, covered the page. Emily's knees nearly gave out. She began to read. "My Emily, if you are reading this, I failed." A gasp ripped from Emily's throat. Michael lowered his head, pain etched across his face. Emily continued, her voice trembling. "I tried to be brave. I tried to keep her away from you. But she doesn't stop. She never stops." Her hands shook violently. Some guests started crying softly. Her father squeezed her shoulder to keep her from collapsing. "I need you to know 2 things. First, I love you more than my own life. Second, Lila is sick, and she needs help I couldn't give her." Emily blinked through her tears. She whispered, broken. He wasn't scared for himself. He was scared for her. Michael whispered, "That's who Thomas was, always thinking of others." Emily continued reading, voice cracking with every line. She believed we were still meant to be. She believed we could continue what we never started. And when I told her the truth, that I loved you, she changed. Emily felt her heart tearing. Every word dug deeper. She cried, then she smiled. And then she said something that chilled me. She said, "If she takes my place, she takes my pain." That's when I knew you weren't safe. Emily dropped the letter for a second, her breath completely gone. Her father lifted it back into her hands gently. "Finish it, sweetheart," he whispered. Emily nodded, shaking. She forced herself to read the rest. "I'm going to try to get away from her. If I make it back, I'll walk to you myself. If I do, Michael will know what to do. Please trust him. He knows how she thinks. He survived her. I hope I do too. I love you, Emily. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Signed, your almost husband, Thomas." Emily's legs gave out. She fell to her knees, sobbing into the letter. The chapel echoed with quiet weeping, older guests wiping their eyes, couples holding each other's hands, even the pastor lowering his head in grief. Michael knelt beside her, his voice soft, broken. "I tried to save him, Emily. I swear to you I tried." Emily looked up at him through tears. "Where is he, Michael?" Her voice was barely a whisper. "Where is Thomas?" Michael swallowed hard. "There was blood," he said quietly. Outside the service road behind the chapel, fresh, drag marks, boot prints. He looked away. "And her footprints, I recognized them." Emily felt the world tilt. No, please." Michael put a gentle hand on her shoulder. "She didn't kill him." He said the words slowly, firmly. "If she had, she wouldn't have run. She would have stayed to finish the story she created." Emily stared at him. "Then where did she take him?" Michael's eyes filled with dread. "To the same place she took me," he whispered. Emily's father leaned in. "And where the hell is that?" Michael closed his eyes. "A cabin," he swallowed, "in the woods outside town. Her family's old property." Emily grabbed his hand desperately. "Take me there, take me to Thomas." Michael shook his head violently. "No, Emily, it's not safe. She's unstable and unpredictable. You go there and she'll..." But Emily snapped. "She'll what?" Her voice cracked with fury and fear. "Take someone else I love. I'm not losing Thomas. Not like this." The chapel doors suddenly burst open again. Everyone spun around, expecting police, expecting help. But instead, it was a terrified florist from outside. Her voice shook as she pointed toward the road. Someone saw her. The woman stuttered. The bride in the old dress. She dragged a man into a truck and drove toward the forest. Emily's heart stopped. That was all she needed to hear. She stood, tears drying on her face, strength replacing the fear. "Michael," she whispered, "you know where she's going." Michael nodded slowly. "Then take me there," Emily said. Her voice was quiet but unbreakable. "I'm ending this." The forest road stretched ahead like a dark vein cutting through miles of silence. Emily sat in the passenger seat of Michael's old SUV, gripping the seatbelt so tightly her knuckles turned white. Her father sat in the back, leaning forward, watching the trees blur past the window. Michael drove fast, but careful, too careful. Emily's eyes snapped toward him. "Michael, faster." He shook his head. "If we crash, we lose time. Lila knows these woods better than anyone. She could be anywhere." Emily turned forward again, jaw clenched, heart pounding like a drum in her throat. She whispered, "He's out there, cold, hurt, maybe bleeding. I can't breathe knowing he's out there alone." Her father touched her shoulder gently. "We'll get him, sweetheart. We're not going home without him." Michael exhaled sharply, the kind of breath you release when you're fighting panic. "She's unpredictable right now," he warned quietly. "She's not thinking straight. She's in one of her episodes." Emily's voice sharpened. "What does that mean? Tell me." Michael swallowed. "Sometimes she disappears into her own world," he said softly. "She creates stories in her head, versions of reality. People play roles they never agreed to. She once kept me in that cabin for 3 days, convinced we were reliving a childhood memory we never had." Emily's breath trembled. "And Thomas?" Her voice cracked painfully. "What is he in her story now?" Michael looked at her. "The groom," he whispered. Emily's stomach twisted so hard it hurt. The trees grew denser, the sunlight fading, replaced by patches of dim gold slipping through the branches like dying hope. Emily noticed the sky darkening. "What time is it?" "Almost sunset," Michael said. Her father leaned forward urgently. "Michael, how far is this cabin?" "Another 10 minutes," he replied. Emily closed her eyes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes too long. She whispered to herself, "Please be alive, Thomas, please." Ahead, something glimmered. Michael slowed. Emily leaned forward. "What is that?" The tire tracks appeared first, deep, fresh, sharply cutting through the mud. But then, a flash of white between the trees. Emily gasped. "That's her veil." Michael slammed the brakes. All three jumped out. The forest smelled of wet leaves and cold earth. Emily ran first. "Emily," her father shouted, chasing after her. But she didn't stop. She reached the veil hanging from a thorny branch. Torn, dirty, caught like it had been ripped off in a struggle. Michael crouched down beside the tracks. "Two sets of footprints dragging," he muttered. Emily's heart stopped. "Dragging who?" she whispered. Michael's jaw tightened. "Thomas." Emily felt the world tilt again, but she didn't let herself collapse. Not now. She grabbed her dress, lifted it, and started running. "Emily, stop," Michael yelled. But she didn't. She ran deeper into the woods, following the footprints, the broken branches, the torn lace. The forest grew darker, quieter. Even the wind seemed to disappear. And then, she saw it, through the trees, standing crooked, lonely, forgotten by time. Lila's family cabin, a small wooden house with peeling paint, broken windows, a porch sagging under its own weight, a rocking chair, gently swaying even though there was no wind. Emily froze. Her breath caught in her throat. Michael reached her side, panting. "This is it," he whispered. Her father caught up seconds later, chest heaving. "My God," he muttered. A scream could have come from inside, or maybe that was just Emily's imagination. But then, a faint thud. From the back room, Emily's heart stopped. "Thomas," the word escaped like a prayer. Michael grabbed Emily's wrist. "Emily, wait," he whispered urgently. "We don't know her state, she could be." But Emily pulled her hand free. "I don't care." Her voice was steady and terrifyingly calm. "I'm going inside." She took one step toward the cabin. Another. The wooden porch creaked under her weight. She reached the door. Her hand hovered above the knob. Her father whispered, "Emily, be careful." But before she could turn the knob, the door opened. Not slowly, not violently, quietly, almost gently. And Lila stood there, her wedding dress more torn now, her eyes even wilder, her face streaked with tears, or rain, or both. She looked at Emily as if she had been waiting. "Emily," her voice was soft, fragile, almost relieved. "You finally came." Emily's blood turned cold. Her voice was barely a whisper. "Where is Thomas?" Lila smiled. Not cruel, not angry, something worse. "Peaceful. He's inside," she said softly. "I fixed him for you." Emily's entire body went cold. Michael took a step forward. "What did you do, Lila?" Lila blinked, confused, then answered with a childlike tone. "He's resting. He stopped fighting. I made it quiet." Emily's heart nearly stopped beating. She pushed past Lila and ran inside the cabin. Emily burst through the cabin door so fast she nearly slipped on the wooden floorboards. The air inside was cold, but it wasn't the temperature. It was the silence, a silence that didn't feel empty. It felt watched. Michael and Emily's father rushed in behind her, but Emily didn't wait for them. Her eyes swept the room. The living room was dim, only one lamp flickering weakly. Old photographs hung crooked on the walls. Dust danced in the thin beam of light. And then she saw it, a dark trail on the floor. Not a pool, not a puddle, a line, thin, dragged, smeared, leading toward the back hallway. Emily's breath broke. "Thomas," she whispered. She followed the trail with trembling steps. Every few feet, she passed something that made her hands shake harder. A broken cufflink. Thomas's. She remembered polishing it just last week. Then, a torn piece of his shirt. Then, a small bloodstain on the wall. Her heartbeat hammered so loud she could barely hear anything else. Behind her, Michael whispered, "Emily, slow down." But she didn't. She couldn't. The trail led to a half-open door at the end of the hall. A faint glow leaked from inside. Emily pushed the door open with shaking fingers. And then she froze. Her legs locked. Her lungs collapsed. Because there on the floor, leaning against the old wooden bed frame, was Thomas, his wrists tied loosely, his shirt torn, bruises along his arms, dried blood on his lip, eyes half open, unfocused. But he was breathing. Barely. Emily fell to her knees, so fast the wood scraped her skin. "Thomas," she whispered, voice breaking apart. His eyes fluttered, then slowly lifted toward her. "Em." The word was cracked, dry but alive. Emily sobbed, a sound that came from the deepest part of her soul. She cupped his face with shaking hands. "I'm here," she cried. "Thomas, I'm here. I'm not leaving you." His hand trembled as he lifted it to her cheek. "You came." His voice was faint, as if drifting. Emily nodded fiercely. "I will always come for you." Her father knelt beside them, trying to untie the ropes, his hands shaking too hard to work properly. Michael stood in the doorway, but his eyes weren't on Thomas. His eyes were scanning the room, the corners, the shadows, the ceiling, like a soldier who knew the battlefield wasn't empty yet. He whispered sharply, "She's not done. Lila never leaves the story unfinished." Emily looked up. "What do you mean?" But then she heard it, a sound so soft it felt like it came from the walls. A music box, playing a slow, haunting tune, from somewhere behind the wardrobe. Emily's blood turned to ice. Thomas's eyes widened with sudden fear. "No," he whispered. "Emily, do." His hand gripped her arm weakly, too weak to stop her, but desperate. Michael moved first, stepping between Emily and the sound. He raised his voice, firm but trembling. "Lila, come out." For a moment, silence. Then, a soft giggle, a giggle that didn't belong in a place like this. A girl's giggle. Sweet, wrong, broken. The wardrobe door creaked open, and Lila stepped out, still in her torn wedding dress, hands behind her back, head tilted like a curious child watching a play. Her eyes flicked to Emily, then to Thomas, then to Emily again. She smiled. "You found him," she whispered cheerfully. "I knew you would." Emily stood, tears drying into cold fear. "You hurt him." Lila blinked. "Hurt him?" She actually looked offended. "No, Emily, I saved him." Emily shook her head. "You dragged him, you tied him. He's bleeding." "I had to," Lila said calmly. "He kept trying to leave the story. He wouldn't be still. He kept calling your name." Her smile faded. Her voice dropped into something darker, sharper. "And you ruined the wedding, Emily." Emily's breath caught. Michael stepped forward. "Lila, stop. Listen to me." But Lila didn't look at him. She only looked at Emily. Then she slowly brought her hands forward. In them, a pair of scissors. Old, metal, stained. Emily's father froze. Michael stepped in front of Emily instantly, hands raised. "Lila, put those down." Lila tilted her head again. "Why?" she asked softly. "I only need to cut one more thing," Emily whispered, voice cracking with terror. What thing?" Lila smiled gently. "The thing that keeps him choosing you." The room went silent, dead silent. Lila lifted the scissors. Emily's heart stopped. And then, Lila stepped toward Thomas. Michael lunged. Emily screamed. Thomas tried to move, and the entire cabin erupted. Michael's body slammed into Lila just as she lunged toward Thomas. The scissors clattered to the floor. A single metallic ring echoed like a warning bell. Emily screamed, heart in her throat. "Stay away from him." Lila twisted sharply, slipping free from Michael's grasp, her eyes wild, luminous, unhinged, desperate. "You don't understand," she shouted, voice trembling with a strange mixture of rage and sorrow. "He belongs in the story. He can't leave." Thomas groaned, pain pulling him back into consciousness. He tried to sit up, but his body betrayed him. Emily dropped to her knees beside him, cupping his bruised face. "I won't let her take you," she whispered. "I won't." Lila's gaze snapped to Emily. Her expression flickered, almost admiration, almost grief. You finally see," she said, voice softer now. "Why he chooses you. Why he always chooses you." Her hands shook as she reached for the scissors again. Michael lunged a second time, grabbing her wrists. They struggled, twisting, her strength fueled by panic and obsession. Emily's father ran to help, pulling her toward the center of the room. The music box in the corner started up again, haunting, slow, relentless. The notes felt alive, pressing against their ears, their hearts. Lila froze for a heartbeat, listening, then laughed. A high, shivering laugh that made the air itself shiver. "Do you hear it?" she whispered. "The story, it's not finished." Thomas tried to speak. "Lila, please, you don't have to do this." Her head snapped toward him, eyes wide. "He never sees me," she screamed. "He only ever sees her, always her. And now you brought her here." Emily's hands shook on his chest. Her voice was a fragile roar. "I'm not her, and he's alive because I came." Something in Lila seemed to crack. Her shoulders slumped slightly. Her grip loosened. Michael saw it. He pushed her gently but firmly back. "Lila, listen to me. It's over. You can stop. You don't have to hurt anyone else." Her eyes flickered between terror, sadness, and something darker. Then slowly, she dropped the scissors. They clattered onto the floor. The cabin seemed to exhale. Emily leaned over Thomas, holding him tightly. His breathing was shallow but steady. I thought I'd lost you," he whispered. Emily kissed his temple, tears streaking down her face. "You're not alone," she said, voice breaking but strong. "Not ever again." Lila sat on the floor, trembling, hands covering her face. Michael and Emily's father exchanged a look, relief, yes, but cautious. They knew the danger wasn't fully gone. The music box stopped. "Silence," Emily whispered softly to Lila. "You don't have to be the story. You can be free." Lila didn't answer. She just shook, barely breathing, eyes wide and unseeing. Outside, the first light of dawn seeped through the cabin windows. The long, dark night, the terror, the suspense, the pain was over for now. Thomas's head rested on Emily's shoulder. He whispered one word, "Home." Emily held him tighter. "I'm here," she said. "Home." The first rays of sunlight spilled through the broken windows of the cabin. The forest outside seemed quieter now, as if holding its breath after the storm. Emily sat on the floor, her arms wrapped tightly around Thomas. He was bruised, battered, but alive, and that was all that mattered. Michael knelt beside them, voice soft but firm. "You did the right thing, Emily. You saved him, and maybe you saved her too." Emily's father shook his head, exhausted, but a small smile broke through. "Let's get out of here. It's over for now." Outside, Lila sat on the porch steps, motionless, staring at the ground. The first hint of dawn painted her hair in a soft gold. She didn't move, she didn't speak, but something in her demeanor had shifted, just slightly. Perhaps the story finally ended. Emily helped Thomas to his feet. He leaned on her shoulder, weak but steady. "I thought I'd never see you again," he whispered. "You're my home, Em." Tears blurred her vision, but a smile broke through her pain. "And you're mine always." Michael helped them toward the SUV. "Let's go home," he said, glancing once at Lila, who remained silent on the porch. No threats, no screams, just a fragile, uneasy peace. As they drove away, the forest receded behind them. The shadows of the night, the fear, the suspense, the pain were finally behind. Emily looked at Thomas, heart full, soul heavy but alive. "We survived together." He kissed her hand. "Together," he echoed. If you stayed with Emily and Thomas all the way through the forest of suspense, the fear and the heartache, don't forget to like this video. It helps stories like theirs reach more people who love slow burn, cinematic thrillers. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to follow every emotional, edge-of-your-seat story we craft. You never know where the next story might take you, or who you might meet in the shadows.